What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hansey, joined tonight by the man, Jay Lonzo. How are we doing tonight, Jalen?
I'm feeling amazing.
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 You know
Baseball's
why?
back. Baseball.
Today is the day pitchers and catchers do report to spring training. It's a beautiful day. However, we got a little bit of Yankees news to talk about. Before we do that, though, everyone be sure, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell, too. Really appreciate you guys. The channel's growing pretty quickly. Appreciate everyone who has helped us grow so far. Still got a long way to go. So let's talk about this topic tonight, and that's Robinson Chirinos. The Yankees signed him to a minor league deal. News came out late Monday, I believe. Listen, this is a deal where a lot of people have specific thoughts about it. I don't feel one way, partially, to be honest. I think it's a solid deal. We're talking about Chirinos coming as a third string catcher. I know he had a rough year last year, split between the Rangers and the Mets. He only played 26 games. He batted 162, the 232 on base. However, 2019, 2018, 2017, all solid years. He had over 15 home runs. Your typical catcher, I guess, batted between 230, 250. And I think the key with Chirinos and kind of the reason why the Yankees signed him is because he has an awesome relationship with Gerrit Cole.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is no more than insurance. Best case, he's our backup catcher because of his relationship with Cole, and he has an amazing spring, and he beats out Higgy for the backup role. I don't see that happening per se, but it's, if you're going to bring in a guy to be that insurance catcher similar to kind of like an Eric Kratz role, why not do it with a guy who has experience with Gerrit Cole? As you mentioned, he has good numbers with Cole. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not really this move doesn't mean that much to me. I think Brian Cashman is paying a lot of attention to depth this year, and this is another one of those moves. So this doesn't mean the end of Gary Sanchez. This doesn't mean that Higgy's on the trade block. Doesn't mean any of that. I think he's just there for insurance. He's going to push these guys to work harder. He's a veteran. He has World Series experience. And worst case scenario, he doesn't pan out. He opts out of his contract before the season starts, and he spent the summer or spring with some guys. So it's not really a huge deal.
I agree. I mean, the comparison that we kind of drew on this was Eric Kratz,
Right.
a typical veteran third string catcher. Probably won't see a lot of time with the Yankees major leagues this year. Especially if the team's fully healthy, especially Higgy and Gary are doing their thing. I don't think we're going to see a lot of Chirinos, but there may be times where we need to call on him, and that's where the relationship with Gerrit Cole is so important. However, like I mentioned before, listen, a lot of Yankee fans don't like Chirinos because of some comments he made in the postseason a couple years ago, and that's when I believe it was after Game 4, when the Astros were kind of pummeling the Yankees. And he said, if I was a Yankees player, I'd kind of feel disappointed in the ninth inning when the stadium was kind of empty. That team won over 100 games. It just says a lot about their fans. Yankee fans really took hatred to this comment, and I understand why they would. However, I don't think they should really take it to heart going into the season. Chirinos is on the Yankees now. We should be rooting for him to do well. I'm sure he didn't mean that as a jab at the fan base. I think it was more of just a general discussion, as in if that was even my fan base, I would probably be pissed off that they left too,
100%. I think fans have this false sense of pride where anytime anyone mentions another team's fan base, we instantly just get protective, which rightfully so. Worry about your fans, we'll worry about ours. But this doesn't strike me as one of those comments where you have Jose Ramirez talking about Yankees fans or the Astros reliever. I forget which one it was, but just talking about how he thought Yankees fans were disgusting. And listen, this has been said multiple times by multiple players. So as Yankees fans, we can probably agree Yankees fans are a little over the top sometimes. But he's basically just saying kind of what Tommy Pham said back in, I think it was 2018, when the Rays were playing really well. No one was showing up to the games. He's like, listen, we have a great team here. Come and support us. And I think after the Yankees were getting walloped, fans just left early, which on both sides I can understand. We expect greatness, and if you're not performing, we don't really want to. I turn off the game sometimes. I'll turn it back on because I'm a freak, but I don't really think he meant anything crazy by it.
Same. That's kind of why I'm so impartial to the deal. It's a minor league deal for a third string catcher. I view this deal similarly to how I also viewed the Jay Bruce signing. I don't think these are moves that are making or breaking the offseason, but it's always
Yeah,
good to have some more depth, especially when they're
absolutely.
minor league deals, not a lot to lose. So I think the bottom line here is that, listen, Robinson Chirinos could end up maybe paying off big for the Yankees, especially if, God forbid, Higgy goes down with an injury, Gary goes down with an injury. It's always good to have these veteran catchers to be able to fill in, as we saw with Eric Kratz last season. But yeah, that's going to wrap things up for us today. Just wanted to touch on the Robinson Chirinos signing a little bit. But like I said before, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Also, we do go live every night at 9 p.m. Stay tuned for that. It's always a good time. We usually go live for about an hour, talk about Yankees news and whatnot, other news around baseball. And yeah, it's going to wrap things up, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.